Hi everybody. So this little video is going to go over how to create a choose your own adventure kind of storyline using Google Forms. So if you are like me, growing up, I enjoyed reading the books that were choose your own adventure because you never knew what your choices would be for the ending of the actual story. So it was always exciting. And then you could go back and reread and check to see if you made the best choices to get the storyline that you were looking for. So this is more of a tool, though, for your students. You can make your own adventure, and I mean, you can entice the students into learning by making one that's kind of like a joke, just to kind of start them off. Be like, Timmy decided not to do his homework today. So what his teacher has a choice to do: A, pass him, B, whatever, and then they make their choice and be like, oh, wrong answer. The teacher decided to fail him anyways, or whatever. Just to kind of bring them into the actual learning. But this tool, I think, is great for that higher order thinking as well. You could use this, like if I was still teaching Earth and Space, I would sit there and have them actually choose their own adventure through geologic time, kind of like Quantum Leap, leaping from one thing to the next. If you were in geography, you could have them leap or teleport to a different country to learn about that actual culture or, different aspects of the land or the features or whatever. So this can be utilized for just about anything, and especially for language arts with the component of the literacy. So to get these kids to kind of get into actually writing and incorporating that into your classroom. So I'm going to jump into my Google Drive, and this is how you would create your choose your own adventure story. So go to your Google Drive and go to new, and then you're going to Google Forms. So once you have Google Forms up, you definitely need to title it. I'm going to title mine Delete because I'm deleting this. You can then type in the description of choose your path, read the following, choose your path. When you get to the submit button, submit your assignment, whatever. So this, however, you're going to have a description, background, any of those things. But the crux of what you need is right here. So I would suggest having students write out their story and then be able to determine where in their story they're going to have different options available for their reader. So if they're writing a story and they have like 3 breaks in the actual storyline where the reader gets to then make an option, then they will need to make a multiple choice section for each of those breaks in the storyline. So to make my life a little easier, I'm going to say my story only has 2 breaks. So I have my multiple choice, and then I'm going to come here to add section. And then I'm going to now add another multiple choice, right? So I have in my storyline where I will have 2 divergence, I guess, in the story where the reader can actually choose a different path. So in my first section, I'm going to type a story, blah, 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 blah. The little girl is walking down and she has to choose a path. So she has to choose a path. So here, oops, I don't know how that changed multiple choice, but it should be multiple choice. So then you're going to have your options. So it can be path A, B, and C. So path C. So I have 3 paths just based on this first divergence here. So path A, path B, and path C. So I need to create a section for each of the choices that were given to my reader. So since I have 3 choices, I need to come back over here and click this 3 times. So now I have my section 2, 3, and 4, and my other multiple choices down here. So right here, I'm going to have section 2. I'm going to label this one just path A, so I can keep this kind of in line for me visually. You don't have to put this. Obviously, you can see which sections you're going to kind of map the question to. So, but let's say with path A, I'm going to say you survived. Oops. You survived. Fantastic. And B, let's say you died of dysentery. So I hope I spelled that right. And then for C, let's say died of heat stroke. Right. So with these 2 sections, since the person died, I don't want them to continue on with the story. I mean, unless this story is about a ghost, they've died, I'm going to end them. So that sounded really ominous. Okay, died of dysentery, I'm going to put submit form. And if they died of heat stroke, submit form. So they're done. Their story is over. Okay. But if they chose path A, they get to move on. So they're going to go to section 5, where their next part of the story will continue, right? So these will map it to where you need to go next, where the reader needs to go next. But right now, this is not mapped. You've just made a multiple choice. To actually change where these paths go to which section, you have to map it here where you go to more options. So in there, you'll see description, and then you'll see go to section based on answer. Once you click that, you'll notice that there is now a drop-down delta for each of the choices you have given your reader. So now I need to map where these answer choices will bring them. And since I've already labeled these little sections, I can just look for those answers. So I don't have to memorize section 2 or section, whatever. Because I've already put path A, path B, and path C. Done, right? So now this is taken care of. This is going to continue. I'm going to actually continue it to the next section. So here, that's done. This is submitted. I'm sorry, the person died, so they're not going to have much of an option to continue on in the story. So then again, you're going to have a little blah, 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 blah. And then you can choose a color. Right. So they continue on with their story, and then in the next section, they actually have to choose a color. So red, blue, and white. Okay. Oh, look, that's patriotic of me. Okay, so now, again, they has 3 options. So I'm going to create 3 more sections. So they have 3 more sections now, and this one's going to be red. Oops. Nice. Red. Blue. And white. Okay. So now, again, you can continue on with the story. Like, sorry, you died again. Died. I'm sorry. And then submit form. Right? Because it's over. There's no more options in the story, or you can create another section if you want them to continue on with more of a description of the rest of the story or finality of it. And then blue, I don't know, a dingo ate you. So you died again, so we're going to end you. And on this last one, be like, you survived. right? And then that's done. So now you have all of your story. So then you just go back up, and of course you type in like where you want it to go. So again, you've made your selections. You have the red, the blue, and the white. Now you are done. You can then go and check out your story. So you read the story, choose path, whatever your path is. I'm gonna choose A. Yay, I survived. Next. And then, oh, look, I've read my story. Now I have to choose a color. So I'm gonna choose white. Oh, I survived. Fantastic. And submit. So you want to kind of check your links to make sure that everything got mapped correctly, to make sure that the story actually progresses the way you see it. So I came up with just a little jokish kind of one, just to kind of play around with, but choose your own adventure. And again, you can add pictures and things in here, just kind of make sure. So you're walking into school and you're feeling a bit run down. What do? You let the administrator know and start prepping your sub plan notes. Fantastic. Kids are happy, your admin's happy, the sub read your notes and was prepared for class, and your fellow teachers were happy they did not have to absorb your class or prepare a lesson. And then you submit. Done, right? If you want to sit there and go back and you're like, I want to see what the other answers were. Okay, so I've ticked off people, apparently. I've ticked off the secretary, my admin, and everybody else because I didn't give them any notice. And the teachers are now mad because their classes are expanded. So, and then you submit. Give yourself a pep talk and barrel through it. You decided to teach from your desk and the admin came to observe you. You tried explaining why you were sitting at your desk, but you were deducted for not being in proximity of the students. The students end up getting sick and passing it around to the entire school. School ends up being canceled due to the outbreak, and the district forces the school to make up the time at the end of the school year. There goes your summer plans. So anything to kind of bring the kids in, to be able to get them to want to do this. Again, we always got to trick the kids into learning and trick them into actually doing the assignments. So giving them a little more option and making it more of their creative base is going to hopefully draw them in. So I'm hoping that this tool works out for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm definitely willing to help you out with anything you need. All right, thanks. Have a blessed day.